Good morning, Spartans! I'm Oracle's anchor-in-chief, Juan Vasquez-Gonzalez.
And I'm your favorite chick picker-upper, Elizabeth Wheeler. Today is Friday, March 28th, 2025, and this is...
Next Week Now! Today, during brunch, MVHS Oracle will be passing around the 5th issue of the Oracle. Grab your copy by asking one of the Oracle representatives located throughout the school. They'll be the ones frantically screaming and waving papers in the air. Seriously, you can't miss them.
Spring break is just 2 weeks away. Most of you have probably already given up, but just give it that last final push to the finish line. You can die on the inside after you pass your classes.
Are you 16 or older? Are you interested in donating blood? If your answer was yes and you don't have an iron deficiency, then you're in luck. The Spring Blood Drive is happening on April 3rd from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. in the Aux Gym. Scan this QR code to sign up. Snacks will be provided to donors.
Hey Spartans! The annual Mental Health Awareness Week is approaching and is happening the week of April 14th. Mental Health Awareness Week is a week dedicated to raising the voice about mental health and how to reduce the stigma around it. The Ambassadors class will be hosting fun and calming activities the whole week during lunch in the quad. But if you are more interested in just learning about mental health and taking the knowledge with you, they are also holding a mental health panel on Wednesday during tutorial, while also having the annual Unity Walk on Friday after school. And if you're still not convinced to attend one of the events yet, you might like to know that the first 100 signups for the Unity Walk get a free t-shirt at the entrance. Don't waste this opportunity, Spartans. We hope to see you there.
In a Santa Clara County Superior Court ruling earlier this week on Wednesday, March 26, all VTA workers on strike were called back to service. As of this morning, bus service was scheduled to return to limited operation. Light rail service will be restored in the coming days as track inspections were completed. The VTA advises riders to check the Transit mobile app for up-to-date service notices.
Middle college applications are still open for rising 10th and 11th grade students for fall of 2025. If you want to boost your academic score or want to be more prepared for college and a career, Middle College may be right for you. Visit this QR code or go to foothillmiddlecollege.org/apply today to learn more.
And now, your Spartan Spotlight with Ambassadors and Spanish teacher, Profe Camarillo. Welcome to Tasty Treats with Teachers. My name is Juan.
And I'm Lauren Camarillo.
And this is your room, correct?
This is my room.
When people walk into your room, what is the impression you want to give?
I want them to feel warm, a sense of warmth and belonging. And I want them to know they can always come in my room, whether it's outside of school or tutorial, that I'm someone that they can approach with questions about school or life. And I want them to feel, you can tell it's very colorful in here, so I want them to feel energized and excited to learn.
How did you become a teacher here at MVHS?
So I actually, when I was in graduate school getting my teaching credential and master's, I student taught here. So I was placed with Profe Roach, and she was my cooperating teacher, so I was in a Spanish 1 class and Spanish 2, learning from her while I was training to become a teacher. And then I taught in San Jose for 5 years and decided to come back because I loved the community at Mountain View High School.
That's really nice and also really sweet and very interesting.
Thank you.
So you were a student teacher here at first.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned the community. What about the school as well as just sort of like interested you and made you want to come back?
Yeah. So I love students and young people no matter where I go. I've worked in a number of communities and schools, nonprofits, and that is the common denominator is I'm always happy when I'm working with students. But the difference in the community here is I think the teachers are so dedicated, and I love my colleagues. They're very thoughtful and they work really hard so that students not only learn but feel a part of something bigger than themselves. And there's so many resources, opportunities, programs, not only for students, but also for teachers here. So I kept in touch with teachers here when I wasn't teaching here. And when I knew there was a position opening, I wanted to come back.
What is the MAP and what does it mean to you? And what do you want it to mean to your students?
Great question. So I think as a teacher of a world language that is spoken by over 500 million people around the globe, I have a responsibility to teach my students not only about Spanish-speaking countries and their cultures, but about the entire world, and just open their mind to what's beyond this classroom and what's beyond this state and country. And so at the beginning, this is actually a new tradition, but at the beginning of the year, students share about their cultural heritage, their family, and their background. And I think it's really cool to see. This is actually just heritage Spanish speakers and students who learned Spanish in dual immersion school, and where we all come from around the world, because I think there's a misconception in California that almost all Latinos are Mexican, and even though maybe that's true in certain communities, it's not true. There are 21 Spanish-speaking countries, and so to be able to learn and see, like, oh, I'm sitting with a student who's from Venezuela, and his parents are from Ecuador, and her parents are from El Salvador, it just opens your mind to the uniqueness and beauty of each culture.
Yeah, I noticed I noticed people I recognize, I noticed some people that I. And with that, I've been Juan Vasquez Gonzalez.
And I've been Elizabeth Wheeler, and this has been
Next Week Now!